Hi guys, let's get straight into today's video, which is months September and October of my one little word. So I'm just starting off with decorating these mixed media title cards that I'm doing throughout the album. So this one is a yellowy gold themed one, and the next one I'm doing is more of a red colored one. I contemplated just choosing sort of like 6 colors and then going from the beginning again and going through, but I'm not doing that. I'm just sort of going with the flow, and I will try to not have 3 yellow cards in there or something like that, but I'm a bit random, so this album is a bit random. And I'm looking forward to nearly finishing this so I can actually start on my next word, my 2019 word, which is nourish. My word that I had for 2018 that I'm working on now was womanhood, and that was a very interesting journey to go on. And it was beneficial, but it was much harder than I anticipated. I thought it would just all be really empowering all the time, and it wasn't. Sometimes I really struggled with womanhood, and you'll see that in this prompt that I'm working on now, the stories I'm telling myself. I noticed that they were all negative stories, so I have written at least 1 or 2, the new story I'm telling myself, afterward, so that I'm not just leaving it with these negative stories about womanhood. And the thing with womanhood, of course, is that it is fairly all-encompassing of life, because I'm a woman, so I can sort of talk about anything in that sense. And I think I did try to talk about things that I felt were unique to me as a woman, as opposed to being a man, maybe. Like, I was thinking about one of those things is about my kids and like parenting, but I feel like it's not like my husband would not necessarily have this same sort of story he's telling himself, and I'm not sure most men would. I feel like it was a kind of uniquely feminine story to tell myself. And so I am happy to include that, because I think it's still about womanhood, even though it's about parenting and motherhood. These are just aspects of womanhood, and I can only speak to the aspects of womanhood that I have experienced and that I'm processing through. And so that's what I'm doing in this book. Of course, womanhood is something that is very broad and very vast, and encompasses people at all stages of life, and from someone who was just got their period for the first time would process a year with womanhood in a very different way to the way that I'm doing it as a woman who is married with children and has religion and responsibilities and all of this kind of stuff. So I think it's interesting to kind of look at that. I do look at these things that I've got written down and the prompts that I'm filling out every now and again, and think about how this would be a very different sort of scenario if I were a different person. And I think that just sort of interests me. I think that's so interesting about this one little word project, is the way that it's just so personal. A word just seems like a word, but in reality it's like this very, very personal interpretation of it. And that's not not a bad thing. That's what makes it special. So so yeah, what am I even been doing here? I should actually talk about what I'm doing. I'm basically just embellishing these pieces that I put together. So I printed out the story I'm telling myself cards from the that we got to download, and I filled those out, and then I just used some random cardstock that I had in my stash to write on these more positive responses to the stories that I'm telling myself. So, and they all start with the new story I'm telling myself. And I found that to be a really powerful exercise. I really enjoyed doing that. More than I enjoyed doing, say, this next one, which was about finding lyrics to poems or songs or anything like that, just sort of, I guess you could interpret it like other people's words, maybe. But that's not something that I usually do. Like, I have a friend who, when we were doing our vision board day, was talking about poetry and likes this poet and likes this thing, and this person shares beautiful poems on Instagram and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, wow, that is amazing to me. It is so foreign to me. I am not like such a words person. But I kind of wish that I was. Like, I wish that I loved poetry more. I wish I loved music more. Yeah, I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing to recognize that this is something I wish I liked more of in my life? I don't know. But actually, that was probably the good thing about this prompt this month, finding these lyrics to things. And I did just stick to songs because, I didn't want to complicate things for myself. But I mean, it was looking at something in a way that I would not normally ever choose to look at it. And I think that that's one of the great things about this project, is just that you are encouraged to experience your word in a variety of ways, and ways that you would not have thought of or been bothered to or be comfortable in organizing yourself to do. So it's very beneficial to do this other stuff. And yeah, I'm just adding these embellishments and things. To be honest, I'm feeling like at this stage the book is getting a little bit hodgepodgey. And I had already been feeling that way a little bit, which is why I just bought the kit for 2019, because even though I had kind of put together my own kit at the start of the year, different things had happened. At one stage my craft room had moved from one place to another, then we'd moved houses, then I'd taken my kit somewhere to do work on it and brought it back, and I don't know, I just feel like things got used up and things got moved to a different place or lost out of the box that I had it all in, and so I don't really have a complete kit coming into the end of it, and that is a bit frustrating for me, because I would have liked it to all be more cohesive in the way it looked. Possibly I just needed to like print out more things. Like these flowers are just ones that I found on a Creative Commons website, and I just printed them out myself, but I don't think I printed out really enough or in the right sizes for what I wanted to do, but I definitely stole those from my box and used them in other art journaling projects as I went through. So that's, what can you do? Like, I need to not do that next year. That is the lesson I've learned from this part of it. But yeah, I'm just continuing to do my embellishments and hoping I don't screw it up too much, and I don't do tons of embellishments. I think that if I had some little stickers, they would have looked really nice on here. I think what I'd like to do next year is maybe just sort of choose one main colour or two colours, say, that I want to have throughout the journal, and just like sort of stick to that. Like if you go and watch Essie's videos of her one little word project, they're always like very cohesive in their look and their style. And I suppose you could say that this is, 100% like in line with my style, in that it's completely chaotic. But it's not the style I want. And I'm happy for other projects to be chaotic, but I actually just want this project to be really beautiful and simple and clean. So yeah, that's what I have learnt from that, I suppose. Like here I'm using wood veneer. That was probably a mistake because it's like a chunky thing. I don't have any other chunky things in my book. I don't have any other wood veneer, and I'm just using it in this one-off page in October. It's not even at the beginning of the year where I can just slot it in again later in the year and make it seem like I wanted it there all along. But anyway, that is that. And now it is nighttime, almost, and I need to choose which spot I want these title cards to go, and I need to write on the name of the month. So I think I go for that yellow at the start here, and then the redder one at the end. I'm just using this black India ink and a fine paintbrush, and I'm really like quite brave, and I just get in there, and who knows, it's a long word. Maybe I wasn't going to make it to, I was going to go over the edge, you know what I mean, but I didn't. It was perfect pretty much, so that was lucky. And same with this October. Yeah, just going for it. October, here we go. I really like actually this October card with so much white around it. You will notice that a lot of the other cards are much more like fully painted, and I like that that one has a bit of white space. So anyway, here's my flip through of September and October. I hope that you enjoyed this. Sorry about my rambling. If you did like it, please like and leave a comment. Let me know how you're going with your project and if you're up to date and finished 2018. And if you like this kind of video or art journaling videos, please subscribe, because God willing, there will be more of them. And yeah, that is September and October of my one little word for 2018 with womanhood as my word. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.